Back on India first, we now expose Pakistan's direct support to terror. Pakistan actually incentivizing terror by asking the United Nations to pay 1.5 for permission to pay 1.5 lakh rupees a month to Zakir Rahman Lakhvi, one of the masterminds of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. Zakir Rahman Lakhvi was present in that Karachi control room directing the terror attack. There is evidence against Zakir Rahman Lakhvi collected by Pakistan's own Federal Investigation Agency. He was locked up in the Adiala jail after 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks after a mountain of evidence that India gave to Pakistan and evidence that was collected by Pakistan's FIA itself. But look at the irony. In jail, he fathered a child. In jail, he was given conjugal rights. His wife would go and visit him in jail frequently. That's point one. Point two, not just his wife, the then Director General of ISI, Lieutenant General Ahmad Shuja Pasha, also went and visited Zakir Rahman Lakhvi in jail. Such is this terrorist clout in Pakistan that even though Pakistan is on the Financial Action Task Force grey list, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan either appears powerless or complicit in paying a terrorist. Joining me on the broadcast is India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan and a noted analyst from Pakistan, Qamar Cheema. Geeta, to you first. This is beyond shocking, perhaps expected of a state sponsor of terror.
Well, again, like you said, not the first time that Pakistan is doing this. They did this for Hafiz Saeed also. Now, a lot of them, including Qamar Cheema, might want to argue, Gaurav, that this was an allowance for basic necessities given that the terrorists' accounts, bank accounts and assets are frozen. But 1.5 lakh by any stretch.
Okay, I'll just take a moment, re-establish that link with my colleague Geeta Mohan. But Qamar Cheema, isn't Pakistan incentivizing terror? Your own country gathered evidence against Zakir Rahman Lakhvi. Sir, he should by now be convicted and put in the Adiala jail. You're paying him 1.5 lakh rupees a month?
Well, I think there are three angles to this. The first one is that the same United Nations Security Committee, the sanction committee which sanctions Zakir Rahman Lakhvi, is allowing him this 150,000 rupees. So I think this is the United Nations Security Council which is doing. Secondly, he has the fundamental rights.
On your government's request.
Listen, he has the fundamental rights. Kulbhushan Yadav is also getting a lawyer. So Zakir Rahman Lakhvi also needs a lawyer. So we are providing all the security and everything to Mr. Kulbhushan Yadav, who is a declared terrorist in Pakistan. In the same fashion, we have to provide Zakir Rahman Lakhvi
false equivalence. False equivalence.
So just do not.
False equivalence. Sir, false equivalence.
The United Nations Security Council.
False equivalence.
You should go to Security Council.
Sir, if
Don't
you claim
ask Pakistan, go to the Security Council.
No, but that's the point. False equivalence, point one. Point two, it was in 2008 that a terror attack took place. People from 15 countries, Geeta Mohan, 15 countries, citizens were massacred by 10 Pakistani terrorists in Mumbai. And Pakistan still hasn't punished the guilty and they're paying him 1.5 lakh rupees a month. Geeta, is this not a straight example of Pakistan incentivizing terror, paying terrorists, Geeta, paying terrorists?
Well, that's right in many ways than one, Gaurav. Let me just counter Qamar Cheema's claims and arguments. One, he like you said, made a very faulty comparison.
Okay, I think I'll take another moment and try and get that link with Geeta Mohan.
Languishing in a prison.
But Qamar Cheema, same point to you. Qamar Cheema, let me bring that point to you. This is a very, very simple case. He should have been in Adiala jail. He should have by now have been convicted of the Mumbai terror attacks. He should be in solitary confinement, if not hanged. But you're paying him 1.5 lakh rupees a month, Qamar Cheema.
Well, I think first of all, as I told you earlier, he has a fundamental rights to have all these facilities. The second thing is that the government of Pakistan is definitely taking the court and is putting him in the jail. All what is required is that the government is not providing him money. He is using all that money from his own resources. He has the money in his own bank account, and he's utilizing that money. And he's utilizing neither your money, nor my money, nor my state's money. So according to which law we can stop him? And above all,
that Zakir Rehman Lakhvi wields in Pakistan. Why would DGISI want to visit him in jail? Why would he be a terrorist who'd be allowed conjugal rights and father a child in jail? Why would he not be convicted? Is it because he was the chief operations officer of Lashkar-e-Taiba? He knows all Pakistan ISI's dirty secrets, Qamar Cheema.
Is there any sense? Gaurav, is there any sense that the DGISI will visit him? Why would he go there? He is an individual. He has committed a crime. He will be punished. He is behind the bar. So what the state of Pakistan has to do? So do not try to link the state of Pakistan with all these nefarious people who have been doing nasty things in the past. All what we can do is that as per global commitments of Pakistan and the FATF, Hafiz Saeed has been punished. Zakir Rehman Lakhvi is in jail. And the United Nations Security Council Sanction Committee is allowing him this 1.5 lakh rupees. Neither you nor me. So respect the law, the same international law whom you celebrate when Zakir Rehman Lakhvi was sanctioned. Now you respect the same international law according to which Lakhvi is getting this money. So why these double standards by India? On one hand, you like the international law. On the other side, when you don't like, you started claiming and clamoring and shouting and telling the world. Let the United Nations Security Council speak for themselves. They have that mandate, and the case went in front of them. Nobody has done objection on it. There are 15 members, 5 permanent, 10 non-permanent. Nobody put an objection. So ultimately, he's getting the money.
Qamar Cheema, let me come in over here and ask you a very specific question. The reason why the request was made at the United Nations Security Council was because the man is out on bail. If he would have been in prison, then he would not have required all these other expenses that you're accounting for, firstly. Secondly, why is he out on bail in the first place when there is so much evidence against him, and that there are cases wherein he has to account for the terror acts committed by Zakir Rehman Lakhvi. And finally, 1.5 lakh is a stretch and a disproportionate amount by any stretch of imagination in Pakistan. So on all counts, if you're saying why did they agree to? They agreed to only because he's out on bail.
The point is, isn't your government providing the salary to the family of the Kulbhushan Yadav, who is a declared terrorist in Pakistan? You are providing him salary. In the same fashion, the government is asking the UNSC, this person has money, he wants to utilize his own earned money. The money which he earned from his own hard work, he's utilizing, and you have a problem. Why you are giving salary to the family of the Kulbhushan Yadav and all the perks and privileges when that gentleman is involved in the killings in Pakistani, the civilians, the innocent civilians killed in Balochistan
by the United Nations organization, Qamar Cheema, the money that was frozen by Pakistani government because of the acts of terror carried by Zakir Rehman Lakhvi. The money was frozen for a reason.
The point is,
he did not. It was not hard-earned money.
Who is to decide? Who is to decide? Does the Indian Supreme Court is going to decide this, or our court, or the international law? So if this is the case in front of the international law, then you should go and take this to the ICJ, to speak to the permanent members. Now you are also a non-permanent member coming soon. So when you will be a non-permanent member, you can take up this case. You have a global clout, you have diplomatic presence around the global capitals. Respect international law.
No,
and we have just known that how you are using this fake media.
I think... No. Again, that's a sham. That's such a sham. Whatever Pakistan may attempt to do, what is it that appeared in that media? Whatever appeared were facts, Geeta, about Pakistan and Pakistan's support to terror and Pakistan committing atrocities against its minorities. Now Imran Khan or his stooges will hide behind this fake news. Can you even name one fake news? It's all the truth, Geeta Mohan, about Pakistan's atrocities on its minorities, Geeta.
Well, there are certain individuals who have been named in that report, and they are victims of terror. They have sought political asylum in European countries. They have not gone there because they had some job or because their families had.
And Qamar Cheema, that's the point. Imran Khan may beg for money from China and use it to plant these stories, but the truth will emerge, Qamar Cheema. The world has moved on.
Well,
your country has taken no action against any of the perpetrators of 26/11, despite the evidence given by India and evidence given by the United States of America in that David Headley interrogation, sir.
Well, Pakistan is going to abide by the international law, and we have been doing in the past. This is what we ask you. How the EU Disinformation Labs has exposed, India globally, in the global capitals. What a shame for India in this integrated world, in this multipolar world.
Name me what was the disinformation. What was disinformation? I'm sorry. Sir, don't parrot lines. No, Qamar Cheema. Don't parrot lines. Don't parrot ISI lines. Sir, we expect basic intelligence from you. Basic intelligence.
Information labs.
Sir, name that. What was disinformation? What was the disinformation? What was the disinformation? What was the disinformation? One line. What was the disinformation?
Fake social media, fake intents, fake people
to disseminate what information?
International media is clamoring and exposing India.
Sir,
what a moment of shame for India. And you are talking about
Sir, we are stating facts about Pakistan's support to terror. Yes. Imagine what a sham. It just shows, Geeta, what a sham. UN Security Council also needs to look within. From 2008, Pakistan has taken no action against a terrorist, and UN says pay him 1.5 lakh rupees a month. UN needs to look within. How will the world come together to fight terror if this is how the UN acts, Geeta?
Well, absolutely. Well, absolutely. On the one hand, it is not just about this terrorist. In the past, every organization, entity or individual whose accounts have been frozen, those countries do go. Hafiz Saeed was one such case as well, Gaurav. That's not the only point. The point is that when expenses account is opened or allowances are given is only when the terrorist is allowed to roam free in that country. The fact that Zakir Rahman Lakhvi is not in prison and requires these basic allowances speaks volumes of what Pakistan really does and how Pakistan treats terrorists on its own soil. And that's where Pakistan has to look within and ensure that these terrorists are accountable, held accountable, and if they have to fight their case, they fight from the prison, from the prison where they should be and where they belong. There is no hard-earned money to be earned over here. There's no hard-earned money that Lakhvi earned, Qamar Cheema. The 1.5 lakh rupees is a lot of money by any standard in Pakistan. Look at how people are languishing in poverty, and here 1.5 lakh rupees.
Oh, absolutely. Pakistan doesn't care. Oh, absolutely. A terrorist is being incentivized. Imagine a terrorist being paid 1.5 lakh rupees a month by Imran Khan government as Pakistan goes around begging for money, whether it's China. Of course, the Gulf countries now want their money back. But Qamar Cheema, it's time to introspect. It's time to look within. But many thanks for joining me here on India First. Geeta Mohan and Qamar Cheema for the moment. Many thanks for joining me. That is all I have time for on India First this evening. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.